It's Bourbon Night. It's a flight fight. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
Sarah, this is a flight fight that's
been literally years in the making.
Literally years, yes.
Literally.
Okay,
that's enough of that.
Yeah, we started the channel back almost, very close to 5 years ago.
Right, and that's why we're
day.
kind of doing this to celebrate our upcoming 5-year channel anniversary. We started again mid-2016, so we didn't quite have everything figured out. We didn't do a best of video for 2016. We were just getting our feet wet still, but we did do one 2017, 2018, 2019.
What's next?
And then 2020.
Okay.
Obviously, we haven't done one this year yet. It's not the end of 2021.
There you go.
But now we have 4 winners of the best of each year. And we were like, what would be more fun than to take all the ones, from the years and do a flight fight with those?
What I find interesting is we have 2 Bookers and 2 Williams.
Right. These are also some pretty stout.
They are.
Pours, so I expect to be feeling pretty good by the end of this.
Absolutely. In fact, speaking of that, let's just tell you what is in our best of flight fight.
We have Booker's 2017-03 Front Porch Batch at 125.9 proof, Booker's 30th Anniversary from 2018 at 125.8 proof, William Heaven Hill 12 Year from 2019 at 134.4 proof, and William LaRue Weller from 2020 at 134.5 proof. And please note, this is a stand-in only. We don't own a bottle of the 2020. Chad, do you hear that?
What's that?
It's the sound of proof hounds howling.
Oh, well, that's us.
Or complaining, non-proof hounds complaining in the comments.
Well, at least we've stuck with it since we started. Although, as I was kind of watching back on some of these episodes, our first one in 2017, the runner-up was Michter's 10 Year, which is under 100 proof.
That's crazy.
So, just saying.
But obviously, our palates have evolved, but also we've clearly liked a lot of the same flavors over the years. The Bookers are both within 0.1% proof point in between them, so very close.
Yeah, and as you said about the William LaRue Weller, this is what we had because we finished our sample for the best of 2020 blind contention last year. So we need to thank David Levine.
David.
He is at Whisky in My Wedding Ring on Instagram. So thank you, David.
You saved the day.
Yeah, allowing us to
do this flight.
Basically to do this flight. Yeah.
Right? So Chad, I actually have zero feelings about the outcome of this flight. I know, because they've won best ofs, that I like all of these. However, it's going to be very unlikely that we come across other bottles of these at a reasonable price.
Right, not in circulation anymore.
Right, we do have a couple bottles, I think, of the 2017-03 Bookers stashed away, that Front Porch Batch. But
you would think so, but no, actually, we thought it was Sip a While. We somewhere along the way, we said, our favorite was Sip a While.
I do like Sip a While.
And so we have extra bottles of Sip a While. This is our last bottle of Front Porch Batch. So if anyone out there, Another thing to say, Sarah, is that obviously as the channel has gone along, we've been able to get more bottles to try every year.
Fair.
So in the very beginning, the reason why a Booker's may have won is because we probably had 0 BTAC that year. We
Minimal.
Had, so as we've gone along, we've been able to try more things and introduce new things.
And that's because of you guys.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, well, let's get right into it.
I'm excited.
With Bourbon A.
Oh.
Yes.
Creamy, deep, rich. I mean, it just made me salivate.
Syrupy.
Just
syrupy, like a really, really thick
it's
honey.
Dense, yeah.
Yes, maybe even like some molasses or something like that. Wow.
It's making my mouth water.
Great start. Let's dive in.
Okay.
Hello.
Ooh. Well, if that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will.
Happy.
It's
I'm
got
happy.
some heat.
If you're happy and you know it, drink more bourbon. Yeah.
On your side cheeks?
On my side cheeks. That really takes some time to work itself in. Oh, wow. Nice long finish. Already getting the hug. You're going for your second sip. I'm still working on this finish here. Dark, rich, like stone fruit.
Definitely a lot of char. A little syrupy.
Yeah.
Tiny bit of nutty in there. It's powerful stuff, though.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I need to take a second sip. It's still with me.
I mean, it is substantial.
I guess I should, for science.
For science.
Hey, before we move on to Bourbon B, we just want to say, if you haven't subscribed to us already, we would love to have you. You can come on over. The bourbon is fine. If you like blind flights like this, uncorkings, specials. We do specials, right?
We do specials.
Specials.
Sometimes.
Event coverage and so
All
much
kinds
more.
of stuff.
Go ahead and hit that subscribe.
Yes, please
All
do
right.
it.
Bourbon Beat?
Help us get to 10 years.
10 years.
Oh my
Different,
goodness.
though.
Very different, but this one smells like comforting. Like if mashed potatoes were, like the most delicious mashed potatoes you ever had were a bourbon. I'm not saying it smells like mashed potatoes,
So
but
you're getting
you know,
comfort food.
that feeling,
Yeah,
that
okay.
when you eat something that's like, it doesn't have to be mashed potatoes, but like whatever you love that's home cooked and it's like delicious and bad for you, it's buttery and you know you shouldn't be eating it,
Yeah.
but who cares?
You're like, this is a cheat day.
Like I had a rough day. I don't even care.
Yeah. Now, also, it smells very viscous. It smells nice and rich, but I'm getting more like darker grape type of, just like a hearty wine.
And like a brown sugar syrup. I think from the nose standpoint, it's maybe coming across a little, what are you doing? Seeing all the ways that your wrist can move? So
Parkour.
weird. You're gonna pour that out, and I'm not gonna feel bad for you, and I'm not gonna refill
Not
it.
for one's homies, no.
It just comes off really balanced from the nose, right? The first one leaned very heavily in one way, and this one's got syrup and fruit, but also charred oak. Whoa. Very different. A lot of cherry.
Let's step back for a second here, folks.
Oh, he's just being dramatic.
Whoa.
But it
Completely different
completely
from A.
different. Compared to A, like the fruit and a little bit of floral jumps out
Yes.
more.
It's a lot more front of the tongue.
But the viscosity of it is also like insane.
All over. Maybe not as long of a finish, and that might just be because Bourbon A was my first bourbon of the day.
It punched
but
hard.
I'm already ready for the second sip. That's exceptional.
And like but this is what I was saying. It's very complex, like some cinnamon layers and like a grapey, cherry, raisiny, I don't know. And
I just keep breathing out because yes, that cinnamon is
it's like a dancing
Real.
across your tongue. It's
Yeah.
so good.
very, very front of tongue.
It really hangs out up
But
front.
then also all over the mouth, just not the middle and the back of the tongue.
No.
It tastes so high proof yet so approachable. Like I just want to keep going back and back and back. It's not going to burn me out. It's not burning the chest. It's actually a very
warm.
nice, warm Kentucky hug. This one's packing a punch.
Yeah. Oh, now if that's, I'm sorry.
Hello, Nutty.
That's Booker's.
Hello, Nutty.
Right? It's very
Oh,
nutty.
Hello.
It doesn't mean anything that I know that, but
No, but yeah, it's
I mean, it's gotta be.
undeniable, isn't it? It's very peanut buttery.
Yeah.
Very like silky, maybe even almond butter.
I will say though, that's kind of all I'm getting. And like from Bourbon Beat, where you could even tell how viscous it was gonna be from the nose, I'm not feeling that as much here. It's coming off as more of like a dry peanut. And
Yeah,
that's
you're-
really all I'm getting. Maybe like
You're
chocolate
right.
covered peanuts.
Yeah, there is. I mean, but I'm not complaining about.
Chocolate covered peanuts all the way. Peanuts.
Silky.
Which I like.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
it's definitely, you gotta be in a mood. If you don't like peanuts,
taking words from me, Sarah, before I get to say them.
if you don't like peanuts, then f you.
And you see, here's another thing that we should maybe say is like when we did and when we've done our best of the year contention, we would do them individually and score them out of 100 based on 4 different categories instead of just trying things back to back to back to back to back, because things change when they're back to back. Things change in mocks. Some things fare better in contention than others. So I feel like a really strong, you have to be in this mood type of thing. I don't know how that's going to stand up. I think we'll find
agree.
out more in round 2.
Ooh, that's real nice. As always, I have a theory as to what each one is at this point.
Of course. I feel like A and C are Booker's.
Okay, I agree with that.
I feel like B is William LaRue Weller.
I agree with that.
And that by process
But
of
when
elimination, I feel like this has got to be the William Heaven Hill.
But
even
you
though we
don't feel
haven't
like it
tasted
smells like Heaven Hill?
Well, I'm not really getting the Heaven Hill signature nuttiness, but of course this one is,
I mean, I agree with you. Process of elimination.
they're all high proof.
Yeah. I don't know. This
Raisin
one
or
comes
date?
across like dried grains and it's almost got a little tobacco in there. It's got some age to it.
Yeah, definitely some tobacco leaf. I feel like we might get a little bit of leather on the
I didn't put it back. I was like, nope.
on the taste. Here we go. Oh, shut the front door.
The maturity. I mean, but I will say,
Woo!
do you feel like this one's not as hot?
A little drier.
It's a little dry.
This means drier, and also
It means your taste buds are going.
this means still second. The front of my tongue is left dancing, just dancing with spice, just.
Because of the way, I would call it like the way the flavors are stacked almost. It's a building heat, but I don't, at the first part of the sip, I don't actually feel that. I think it's got notes of that maturity that you would expect. And I think maybe that's a little bit of the dryness too. I think it's like a little extra char, a little leather, a little tobacco, but also some sweetness and syrupiness.
Whew, I think B and D are the hottest.
I don't know.
I
don't know if I agree with that statement.
Okay, we have gone through these once. You know the deal. If you've watched this before, this is where we take a break. We're gonna cover these up with some lids. We're gonna eat some crackers. We're going to
wait. Are we gonna throw back for cracker time because it's an anniversary video?
We'll do some cracker time.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll do some cracker time. But before we go, we want to tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. It's where you can get the T-shirt that I'm wearing, the Glencairns that we're drinking from, the water glasses that we're drinking from. We also have rocks glasses, copitas.
New stuff coming. Anniversary.
Anniversary stuff coming very, very soon. Sweatshirts, hoodies, all that at whiskyambitions.com.
Woo! You can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight. Literally the team that makes the dream work. We're fortunate to have had them around for the past few years, and literally it's the reason we've gotten this far, and we thank them greatly. But they get lots of rewards in return, like the opportunity to be on Barrel Picks with us, first crack at access to Barrel Picks, after the episode exclusives,
like
and more.
This one, we'll be doing an after the episode where we break this one down and give more insight to it.
And we'll be feeling pretty good by then.
And we'll be all silly.
It'll be a fun one. So yeah, you should go there and do that.
All right, we're gonna go grab our crackers, cover these up, drink more water, and we'll be back after this. And we're back. Time to uncover these with our
new.
Yes, our lenses here, which are available at whiskyambitions.com. We already gave that.
They don't work for that.
Little monocle.
Did you hear that?
Thunder? No, they don't work for that.
They don't.
Unless you have a really big face.
Not a good monocle.
No.
But don't do that with it either.
All right, second round. You know everything changes in the second round. We love the second round the most. That's where everything reveals itself.
Man.
You can quote me on that.
It gives me chills. Just chocolate and delicious.
Well, pecan maybe?
Yes. It's kind of not holiday, but very fall.
But could work in holiday.
It could definitely work on holiday.
But it's summer right now, and I want to drink it.
I still like it. Stop.
Wow.
You stop.
This is going to be a tough one to beat.
It's really not fair that whiskey can taste this good.
This one might have the longest finish. This is a really long finish.
I still get cinnamon, allspice.
Yes.
Again, really with the raisin.
It's richer. This one's like richer.
There's so many stacks of flavors in there.
I can't decide if it's dessert or if it's like savory, like a entree.
I hear what you mean. It's got some like kitchen spices that make you feel like it's a well-seasoned something that you're about to eat. But then you get in those like dark fruit notes that you're like, and syrupy, and you're like, wait, is it dessert or is it savory?
Is it like a crumble on top of a dessert? That brown sugar caramel.
Stop.
Ooh, okay.
We're having moments.
Really are.
It's probably best that it not be on the internet.
That's exceptional.
Get out with that.
That is exceptional.
Get out. Okay, but the finish goes a like tiny bit bitter. And I don't know if that's just because I think this one is very much impacted of coming off of A.
Yeah.
Like I think that the flavors that are still hanging out, whether we rinsed or not, is impacting the finish of this one because it's almost a little bitter. Yeah. But I feel like that's not it, you know?
I feel like the second sip is going to be the true sip on this one. And let's get this right. All four of these have exceptional mouthfeels. Like,
play it.
Exceptional mouthfeel.
That is just a different league of bourbon right there.
I feel like this is the kind of thing that you could sit with and sip over an hour, and every time you take a little sip, like a pour, you're gonna find something new, right? Yeah. You're uncovering layers, you're discovering new things, and I feel like that's honestly one of the things I love about bourbon the most, and just whiskey in general, is when things kind of unveil themselves, or like it's like an onion, right? You're peeling back the layers over time and you're discovering new things. Because, you know, drinking something that's simple and easy and approachable is fun too, but it's not as much of like, it's almost like a mental challenge to get to the base of what's in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Fun games. Just, I mean, hit me with a baseball bat made of peanuts.
Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Yeah, it's a payday because it's also got some of that nougat
And like the
in
caramel,
there, and the
yeah.
caramel. It's a baseball bat made of a payday, which I would not.
Wow, this does smell like a
mind
candy bar.
to be hit by.
Oh my gosh.
I've probably heard though. Paydays are pretty dense.
Wait, whatever this is at the end of it, I kind of want to pair it with a payday.
Oh yeah.
That would be fun. Maybe we should do that around Halloween.
Okay.
Okay. Candy bar city.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like a candy bar?
I mean, this one is pretty sweet. Like, it is candy, sugary, sweet, nut,
But I mean, it's also got
almonds.
the heat.
Yeah, it's got the heat. It is
And the
definitely yes.
If you are wanting to eat a candy bar,
Mm-hmm.
or this would be a good trade-off.
You know, drink a candy bar.
Right?
Less to say right off the bat about this one, you know?
Yeah, the nose is more subdued than all three of the others.
Agreed.
It smells like it's gonna be nice, but I feel like it's almost holding back on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well.
It just wants you to drink it. And then that's where it is. Oh, wow.
I mean,
wow.
and like, this is the definition of like a crescendo on the palate. Like,
Yeah.
it starts out and you're like, oh, this is sweet and nice and whoa, whoa, whoa.
What's happening?
And it like gets bigger and
yeah.
just, I don't know, richer and takes over.
You know how we were like, I don't know if this is a dessert or if it's the entree. This is what you would pour yourself after that exceptional meal.
Yeah.
Because it's such a finish. All right, so I feel like round 2 hasn't been as groundbreaking as round 2s normally are.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with other, dare I say, more pedestrian things. I don't mean that in a bad way,
But these are
less-
technically our best of the best.
right, yeah. This one, it was more of just like, I remember this guy. It's great.
It's great.
So it's really going to come down to our A/B testing. If you're not
Yeah.
familiar with our A/B testing, this is where we put things back to back that were not back to back before. A lot of times people say, why do you start round 2 with A again since you start somewhere else? We're like, well, no, because we end up trying things back to back anyway.
During this part,
Right.
we just mix it up.
We just mix it up. And then we try our damnedest to pick an order, which is going to be really hard on this one. So here
I'm
we go.
gonna have a hard time with it.
We'll see you guys at results time.
Ooh, bye.
Wow. We said this probably however
bazillion
many times
Ooh.
we've done flight fights.
I would say 2 out of 3
But-
flight fights, we say this.
However, this one is officially, and I would like to get
Oh, no.
Guinness
I
Book
disagree.
of World Records on the phone for this,
No, disagree.
has been the hardest.
No, I don't think it's been the hardest.
What?
It's been very hard.
What was the hardest? What was harder than this?
I don't know. I can't remember, but I know that there were others that have been more difficult.
We're going to start with our last place, which
Is I think the only thing we have in common.
only to mean that it's 4th place, because these are all exceptional.
Yes.
We put Bourbon C in last place. Bourbon C is
It's Booker's 2017-03, and I already knew
Booker's 2017-03
Which is Front Porch Batch.
which is very good for a non-LE
Yes.
release.
that. Very tasty. Well, I don't know that. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I don't know that LA necessarily means it's going to be better or worse.
It doesn't.
I think it's cool to see that something this good could stand up. I mean, I struggled to put it in last place, but
Yeah.
the reason I did, because it felt very one-note candy bar, peanut butter, and chocolate,
But
which
really
is
good.
delicious.
When you're talking about the exceptionality and dimensionality of
The other
others,
three. The layers,
it just
the complexity.
didn't quite stand up. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sarah, you're actually wrong. We have 3rd place the same.
Oh, I was wrong. Look at me.
In 3rd place, we both put Bourbon
Bourbon
D.
D.
And Bourbon D is
Booker's 30th.
Booker's 30th.
Which, if you were part of the Patreon thing, and I don't actually know if it made it in or not, I did go back and say, I changed my answer. A is not Booker's, D is Booker's.
She did say it.
When I was comparing Bourbon A to Bourbon D, I
Yeah.
was like, wait, A is not Booker's.
I started questioning that too after that.
So
yeah.
it was D. I struggled with, honestly, my placement of 3rd and 2nd
Oh, 3rd and 2nd
was very hard.
were the hardest.
We didn't.
Were the hardest. I actually reversed. I had Bourbon D, which we now know is Booker's 30th, in 2nd place until
I also.
I went back and
Did
did some A/B testing
Okay.
again.
But
I
yours-
really feel like they could have tied. I really feel like.
I also feel like my 2nd and 3rd could have tied, but
Yeah.
we have different answers.
So what we're gonna do is reveal my 2nd place, which will be Sarah's first place. Bourbonnais. My second place. Sarah's first place is William Heaven Hill. You are
who could have
correct.
guessed? Shout out Drew Bolin.
Woo, Drew. Which means Chad's first place, Sarah's second place is
William LaRue Weller.
William LaRue Weller.
Did I not
2020.
say, if that's not Buffalo Trace juice, then slap me in the face?
Yes, I said the same thing.
But he
I
wouldn't
think that
slap
was
me.
in the Patreon episode.
Well, that's a spoiler for people who
A
aren't.
reason to watch, or a reason to become a patron
No,
and
let's
watch
be honest.
another round with Chad and Sarah.
You rejected the idea of that.
I rejected
challenge.
slapping you,
Yes.
and I'm proud of that.
As you should be. As you
Yeah.
should be.
We were not able to purchase a bottle of 2020 WLW. We were able to get 2 bottles. This is actually our second bottle that we're on right now for this
However,
fight of William Heaven Hill.
We paid retail for both of those because we're in this area and it's a
Yes.
distillery, mostly a distillery only release. But we've been fortunate enough to cross 2 bottles
Yeah.
that were reasonable. As far as William LaRue Weller goes, that's a no.
Yeah, we had a media
Haven't
sample.
seen one in person. We had a media sample.
And then one from David.
Yep.
And that's how we're able to do this. So yeah,
Right.
both tough to get.
So
2017-03, I feel like would be your most likely.
You might
to
find
find?
it at a small mom and pop liquor store it's just been on the shelf for a
Yeah.
while and they haven't been able to move Booker's because they don't sell $60+ bottles in that store.
Now, Booker's 30th is going to be harder than the 2017-03, obviously, but I feel like not as hard as
the other
other
two.
So there you go. Our 4 years cumulative of our best bourbons of the year shook out a little differently, but first and second,
We trade.
yeah, we trade.
They're both amazing.
I would take any of these
I
4.
would take any of these 4 any
any
day.
day. Absolutely. Oh,
I'm
please-
excited to see what comes in first this year, Chad.
Please give me any of those 4. Same, Sarah. Same. All right, that will do it for us. Again, if you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so by clicking right up here.
Where can they click?
There's right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here, and we hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay, until next time,
These are fun.
drink more bourbon.
Water.